UFC bantamweight, Trevin Jones. What's going on, man? Back on the show. How you living?
I'm good, man. How are you? It's
Good,
good to
man.
be
Good,
back. It's
man.
good to be
And
back.
since your last fight, I've been seeing you going back and forth from Vegas. I believe you made a couple of trips. You've told me that you were looking around at other gyms, but it seemed like you're stuck on just staying in Vegas and working with your team. Why'd you decide on that?
Because the style that I had ready for my opponent was perfect for the particular opponent. So I didn't feel I didn't have to go anywhere for this fight. Um, I go places. My team's already always good enough to fight anyone, but I go places just to get the extra bodies and get better. And it's COVID season still, and it's hard to just go places that are unknown, So that was the big case. We decided to give it some time before we go to some new places, and we just stick with what we already know, and we still think it's enough. And we put together that the first fight we didn't show too much, so we still got a lot to show from my regular skill set.
Your first fight, you only had a couple days. Now you actually have a full camp
Yes,
and a lot of training in Vegas, a lot more training in Vegas. Break down where
yes.
you work exactly and who are your main coaches out there.
Our main coaches out here in Vegas is Marcelo Nunez, Robert Drysdale. Um, the guys at Extreme Couture push me very well. I like to coach Eric and them over there. Their program is very going well right now. I like going over there and get that work and just the boys, man. I always fought with my boys in my corner more than coaches, and the boys are very knowledgeable. They've been in the game for a while, and I got a lot of good friends over here in Vegas that help me out. A lot of good pad holders and my boy Drew, my boy Outrageous, my brother Ty. Everyone's just behind me in this fight. The whole island of Guam. On Guam, I was working with my coach at Guam, Muay Thai Kevin. My gym at Vita BJJ, Spike 22, of course, and custom fitness is good for that strength and conditioning. So a little bit of everywhere just to make the perfect fighter. And I think he came along all good. I'm really ready for this fight, and it's gonna be nice out there.
Yeah, you worked with blanking Frank Camacho, a guy that you've
Frank
known for a long
Camacho,
time at Spike
yes,
22. He's
yes,
he's one of my favorites to talk to, man. He's so
yes,
positive and he's doing a lot of good
yeah.
things for Guam, right? At the moment.
Yeah, Frank has that good media skill set, the good energy, um, the good person to talk to, very knowledgeable too, knows what's going on around him. Yeah, Frank's definitely good. Yeah, I got a lot of work with Frank. Me and Frank always work all the time, and it's nice to get guys that's been in the UFC and been there before and work with them and hear their take and everything on everything. And yeah, that's just a bonus for me.
For sure. Now you were getting ready for Randy Costa. He pulls out.
hmm
When you got the news, how did you react to that?
I still had some time, and even a lot of people was asking me because it took about a week before I got a new
Mhm.
opponent. I got the call 1 hour before I got on the airplane heading to Las Vegas. So I was like on the plane to Las Vegas, and I got the call at the airport. Randy Costa's out. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But I knew there was enough time to get me a new opponent. Consider the way the UFC has to be on to the way people are pulling out and the way things are going with COVID and everything. And they got me in 34 hours, so I was staying positive that they'll get me someone in 3 weeks. So um, it was nice to get a new name. I was after a week went by, I was like, wow, it was taking so long, but I'm happy they got me someone to fight because this was a long camp. I trained so hard. Camp was so long where I had to turn it down, turn it up, turn it down, just to not overwork myself. Because once you call me to fight someone, I'm in the gym working right away, and that could play a bad part like before in my career when I trained so long for a guy. And um, it's good that I had that knowledge to know that I have to turn it up and turn it down a lot. So I was very smart on turning it up and turning it down. And they got me a new opponent, and I'm happy.
Yeah, it seems like this opponent is, more of a veteran. He's only had one
hmm
loss, and the loss is to Corey Sandhagen in the UFC, a
hmm
title contender, right? So it it
hmm
it puts an added excitement to preparing for a guy like that. Do you feel like he's more dangerous than Costa?
This is the second time I got asked this question. Um, at the end of the day, everyone has their own dangerousness. We're all in the UFC. They all have something that got them there. Um, I feel Costa was a little bit more maybe slick. I feel he's a little bit more gritty in his fights. He tries to be more gritty. But then again, I present problems for both of these guys that they never seen before, and that's gonna be the difference. Like I said, going into any of the Costa or the new Mario fight. Everyone in the UFC, I expect I have talent. You can give me an opponent that's 0-0. I'm still gonna take him very seriously, train my behind off, and get ready to beat him like he's 20-0. And I've took all my opponents like that throughout my whole career. So the way I look at him is the same as I look at someone that's 0-0 or 20-0. I go out, I work very hard, I make a good game plan for him, and I go out there to execute.
All right, let me change that question a little bit. Let me alter it since you've had the same question. Is he a more complete fighter than Costa, do you think?
I think they're about the same.
Okay. All right.
I think they're both strikers. I don't want to talk too much because when I start talking, the game plan's gonna
All
go
right.
out the window. The things that I got going on in my head. It's not necessarily to the game plan, but some slick things that I think might work. They're both strikers. You know, I strike well. I can strike with any of them. I was never worried about any of their striking or everything. But I just feel I have more tools everywhere in a lot of different areas than both of them. So we'll see how it goes. People probably consider me again my whole career, the underdog or whatever in this fight. But I remember after my last fight, they asked me, "Hey, do you consider yourself the underdog?" Absolutely not. I do not consider myself the underdog in any of the fights versus any of them. I have my own tools. I know how hard I work. I know how I come out there to beat you, and I'm positive going into these fights, especially when I got a camp. My first time with a long camp in a long time, so I have no excuses. Yes, my opponent changed, but at this point, I'm just hungry to get out there and fight and prove to everyone that the Tamir fight wasn't a fluke and I'm that good. So I'm more focused on that and just getting out there and getting the win.
Your brother's been with you for this camp, and I
Yeah.
know that he's been with you at other camps, but this one,
Hmm.
it's a little different, right? Because it's in the
Yeah.
UFC
Yes.
and it's in Vegas. Your preparation, is he still with you right
Hmm.
now? He's gonna be in your
He's with me
corner.
right now. He's gonna be in my corner.
Okay, how what does
Yes,
that
yes.
bring to the fight? With him.
Well, my brother just got that good hype behind me. He knows what I can do more than anyone in the world. I actually got my coach too with me. So these are two people in my corner and my friend that I spar with so much. I got three people that know me the most in my MMA game. So they're both gonna see openings that I can't see, and they're gonna see things that they know I can do and call those things. And it's gonna be good to have three different eyes. And if I hear all of them saying the same thing, it's gonna be easy to hit it. If I hear one of them saying it, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit it because they're pretty good at knowing my game. So it's good to have the hype. My brother's gonna bring that hype. He's gonna bring that excitement. He's gonna bring that grit out of me. And my coaches are just gonna be clutch out there. And that's gonna be the best part about this fight. I got all three of my people that know me most, and there's one more person that probably knows me most. But too bad you're only allowed three corner man. So we'll go ahead and swap one of them out and get him in the next one. But all four people that know me most in my MMA game are with me right now training for this fight. So I'm very excited to go out there and show my game when I have my own skill set on the full camp plus the people that know me most with me.
Is your brother retired, or could we see a comeback soon?
Yeah, he's looking for a fight right now, so we're
Okay.
looking to see him fight anytime soon.
All right.
Anytime soon, we're looking to see him fight.
I know you're trying to get the Jones brothers in the another Jones brothers in the UFC, right? Is that
Yes,
the dream?
yes. Yeah, my brother just has we want him to get like a nice 3-4 fight win streak. We know he can do it. Right now his record's not looking too good, but we know as we started, we never had a manager. We took any fights. We fought guys with when we were 0-0 that are 7-0. We fought guys when we were 1-0 that are 17-2. We just fought all the fights. And it might not be as smart as it was at the moment, but we definitely took all that experience to this level now, and that's what we fit right in. So I believe he can go out there and fight guys that they can consider better than him and get 4 nice wins, 3 nice wins in a row, and then be right in the mix. And we do believe that can happen, and we hope it happens soon.
For sure. Now, what type of performance are you expecting out of yourself coming up on March 6th? I'm pretty sure it's completely different from your last fight.
Oh, absolutely. My last fight, I'm still happy with that performance because I know the time I had, and I see how I go to Extreme Couture. Tamir's been to Extreme Couture. He knows the coaches there. They know how good he is. So it's still unbelievable to them. But then again, when they see me grinding and they see how I work, they know like, wow, this kid is good too. So um, I'm not the one that's going out there and expecting a spectacular performance. I just know I'm good, man. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself to go want to live up to a certain expectation right now. Like I said, I want to refresh this as my debut and get another win. But definitely, I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna perform spectacular out there. I know this already. I know how my body feels. I know the way things are clicking. I'm gonna put on a very beautiful performance. I'm gonna be a tough fight for a lot of these guys, especially when I got time like this. And I think it's gonna be my best fight yet. I think it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna be the best Trev Jones in any fight that I've been in, and I'm excited to see this Trev Jones come out.
All right. Now, what's the plans after this fight? Are you thinking any further? Do you want to put that Randy Costa fight back? Do you want to rebook that again?
Um, they didn't really post nothing on why he pulled out, and I prepared for him. My game set and my skill set is still on Randy Costa. I have all the tools and all the preparation for this camp that I trained to be Randy Costa. So I'm thinking when I win this fight, especially if I win in spectacular fashion, um, I'll probably be on to something bigger than Randy Costa at that point. Especially the way I'm looking to perform. And if it presents itself, it presents itself. But if you want me to ask me, I trained all this time for Randy Costa. I showed up. I'm still here. I'm in Vegas ready to fight him right now. And he's the one that didn't show up. So maybe he get a win and I get a win. And then we fight someone down the line if he moves up in rank. But of course, I'm not going to be looking to fight someone that's going to get me closer and closer to the title. And I see all the guys in the top 10, top 15. I'll probably want to fight one of those guys, to be honest, just so I'm a little bit closer. Um, and that's just how I feel about it. Like, I got ready for him. I'm ready to fight him right now, and he's not here. I don't really want to go back and train for the same guy again, and maybe the same thing might happen or something, because there's no reason why he pulled out. I don't know why. There's no COVID, no nothing like that. So I'll probably want to fight someone that I know is gonna be at the fight and get me closer to where I want to be and get a new contract too, while doing this spectacular performance.
All right, two more questions. Later that night at 259, you got the title up for grabs. Peter Yan
Hmm.
versus Aljamain Sterling. I know Aljamain's been out there at Xtreme Couture preparing for this
Hmm.
fight. Have you seen him in the gym? What does he look
All
like?
the, I see Aljamain all the time. Just
Mhm.
saw Aljamain yesterday. He was using the cage. I went in there, and then I took over the cage from him. Yeah, Aljamain had that thing where when I fought Tamir, he was like, "Is this a punching bag or and what?" And then I've been running into him at Extreme Couture, and he was like, "Sorry, man, I didn't know it was 2 days' notice." So I actually got something to say about the Aljamain fight, man. I was very disappointed when Aljamain wrote that tweet. I know he likes to get on Twitter every fight and say out some stuff, but I was very disappointed because man, when I was going into UFC, I'm like, let's get another black guy in there to help out Aljamain, man, because I felt like he was the only 35 at the top fighting all these guys, and I felt like he was the only black guy doing really well. So I was like, let's get another black guy out there and help out Aljamain. Then he tweeted that about me, and I was like, Aljamain. I was like, and then but I run into him in gym all the time. I run into him in the gym all the time, and we talked about that. I was like, Aljamain, dog, you're saying? He's like, I didn't know it was 2 days notice. My bad, dog. Um, yeah, man, I've got like a light sparring with him, everything already. So uh I changed my mind on him.
Mhm.
I'm going for Aljamain now again because in the gym he's a cool cat. We've been talking. We're talking yesterday. We're talking about how he feels, how I feel. And we're talking. Let's get it done. We're both confident for this fight, and yeah, man, I see him all the time. I see him. Probably been seeing him like twice a week at Extreme Couture, and yeah, man, it's been good. I see his energy. I got my energy. I see his team working. I got my team working. It's nice, man. But yeah, I was a little mad at first about when he tweeted that about me, but we straightened that out already. So we
Oh,
cool now. We cool.
all right, that's good to hear, man. And another
Hmm.
big name coming back in 2021 is TJ Dillashaw. Do you think we'll
Hmm.
see the same fighter after 2 years away, or are we gonna see a different version of TJ that's not gonna be the best fighter that we've seen?
I don't want to bash anyone. It depends on how long he was doing what he was doing. If he was doing what he was doing to beat a lot of people, then maybe not. Um, if he just did it for that particular fight, then maybe we will. Um, if his body healed up, like I've seen some guys in the gym, they take some time off, they come back in the beginning, they're really good because their body's all healed and stuff. It depends. It depends if he's been locked in. It depends if he's been focused. It depends if he's been chilling. So I'm not too sure, man. I never trained with him before. I actually went to the gym one time. I was hoping to get to see him train and see how he moves in person and stuff. But I'm not too sure, man. To my honestly take on it, a lot of the old UFC fighters are not the same. A lot of there's really a new branch of fighters in there right now, and we'll see how it goes. There's not so much that are lingering around doing spectacular things, and I like a lot of guys. I'm a fan of a lot of UFC fighters, even a lot of new guys. I'm a fan of people that probably don't even know I'm a fan of them because I'm just a fan of the sport. I'm not the one to go out there and say, "Oh, he's like this" or "Oh, he's like that." I'm a fan person because I'm a fighter. I'm not a fan that just blabbers. You know, I take all things into perspective. Weight cuts, camps. I know what the stress. You know, there's a lot of things that go into the fighter's performance and how they looked on that fight. I know every fighter's not the same every fight, so I'm a little bit smarter than what these fans throw out there and these people throw out there. So, um, I'm not too sure, man. It depends on how bad he wants it. Does he want to be back quick? Is he gonna come back and get a tune-up fight? Is he gonna come back and fight someone really, really hard? It depends. But I go 50-50. I think he could be great, and I think he cannot be the same fighter. It depends on what he wants, how hungry he is to get back out there, how long was he doing what he was doing, and where's his confidence at without that.
All right, man. Well, March 6th, man, you're back in the octagon, UFC 259, big pay-per-view, probably the
Hmm.
biggest pay-per-view of the year. Well,
That's what I said,
yeah.
nice and early, biggest pay-per-view of the year. That's why I really wanted to get an opponent on this card. I did not want to miss this card. If I would have missed this card, I was gonna be mad. I was gonna be bummed out.
Take a move in the ring. You can hit me with a word.